Our second fight this evening is scheduled for three 3-minute rounds in the Front Street Fights amateur welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, making his MM debut with us tonight this evening, standing at 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighing in at 169.1 pounds, fighting out of Idaho Falls, Idaho, representing Team Resistance. Please welcome Refugio Garcia. And fighting out of the red corner, with a record of 1 win and no defeats, standing in at 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 169.3 pounds, fighting out of Spokane, Washington, representing SBG Idaho. Please welcome Brent Fisher. Our referee when the action begins is Tom Supnet.
Here we go with our second amateur bout of the night in the welterweight division. It is Refugio Garcia in the neon green trunks and Brent Fisher in the black trunks.
Oh,
good left there.
Strong overhand left.
Both fighters looking to trade jabs early. Fisher trying to maybe slow down there as both of them now start trading knees. A lot of back and forth between these fighters early on.
Refugio was given some really good shots, but he's almost jumping with that, so he lost a lot of power, because the power comes from those punches, from your feet, really. You got to stay connected to the ground if you want to throw really hard shots, and he was kind of winging them, jumping up. Nice double leg takedown. Brent Fisher had a good double leg takedown, sucked him up. Now he's got his Refugio just smashing the cage right now, trying to control the bottom wrist.
All fights, of course, in the amateur portion are 3-minute rounds. We are just barely 1 minute into round number 1. Again, an early onslaught by both fighters. It was with the fists, is with the knees. Now both of them kind of resting up here just a little bit. One might wonder if we're going to see the fist fly a little bit later on as well.
Yeah, Refugio's trying to get it, onto his right hip. First, he's got to get onto his right hip. Ooh. He's got to watch the choke.
Brent Fisher doing a good job so far of really maintaining control of Refugio as he moves.
Refugio's digging to the body a little bit with these shots, trying to watch the knees. But in the amateur, you can't do knees to the face here in Idaho.
A good goes downstairs, upstairs, catches him with the left, and again,
nice.
Another hard slam by Brent Fisher. That's 2 so far in this early first round.
Brent landed in a nice side control position. He's got 2 double underhooks on Refugio, which is really good. But Refugio is walking up on the cage, which he can generate a lot of power to try to create some explosion, just like he did. Brent with some really good knees to the body there. He's really taken every opportunity to do that. Now he's got a front. We call it a power guillotine. Had to let it go.
Again, even when Refugio gets a chance there, Brent doing a really good job, Fisher, of really just taking the punishment for a second and getting him back to his game plan.
Yeah.
Oh, almost misses with a home run strike there.
Nice right up the middle with Tim Fisher. Brent Fisher, sorry. Went right up the middle on that exchange when they broke.
Refugio swinging for the fences right now.
Yeah, a lot of them have some really good, some really hard looping punches, but, I think Brent's really getting some good straight shots. Nice body kick there.
As we come to the end of this first round, a lot of back and forth action between both of these fighters. Very well composed, whether it was up or down. Getting ready for the Project Filter replay brought to you by Project Filter. You decide when. We'll show you how. Visit projectfilter.org. The early double leg takedown there from Brent Fisher on Refugio Garcia, and this was really where he started giving him control. And again, it was a lot of control there, as you saw through this first portion there. Brent Fisher doing a really good job, again, just maintaining control and really forcing Refugio to work for everything, really.
Yeah, he was trying to set up an arm triangle there, and then he just elected that, he couldn't get it, so he just started doing some ground and pound, but Refugio was able to get out.
Refugio was able to get up a little bit later, and of course, it was another hard slam there by Brent Fisher to get him back down to the ground as we get ready for round number 2. What do you expect as we get ready to start this second round?
Well, I think that Brent's probably going to come out and, he had some really good straight shots right up the middle, and so his corner would probably be saying, hey, throw those straight shots, the jab, set up your looping hard punches with the jab first. Refugio's
Both men trading fists and kicks right now. Definitely Refugio's game plan early looks to hit that home run shot and go for the knockout.
And they both appear to have really good cardio. So, but Refugio keeps digging to the body, which is kind of unusually, displayed in the amateur.
Connects with a good left there.
Refugio's got really good timing.
3 or 4 hard rights there by Refugio. And Brent Fisher, again, going back to what we saw a lot of in the first round, and that's backing him up against the cage and really slowing down that onslaught.
It looks like
a low blow there as we stop time here. Incidental low blow there by Refugio. Tom Supnet will now allow, I believe, 5 minutes?
Yeah, I think it's
3 or 4. There's several minutes.
5 or 10. Yeah, 5 or 10.
There's a lot about 5 minutes to recover. Tom Supnet's going to come over and talk to Refugio. We'll have about 2 minutes and 6 seconds left once we get the round back underway.
I was on those clinch exchanges. I really
want to see right
to
here on the Project Filter replay.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Project Filter. You decide when. We'll show you how. Visit projectfilter.org. Definitely no question about it. A low blow there. Again, not intended, but when you're battling that coach, you're trying to throw the knees, you're trying to throw the legs. Unfortunately, that stuff does happen from time to time.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, referee Tom Supnet checks on both fighters, and we are back underway. 2 minutes and 6 seconds left in round number 2. Leg sweep there by Brent Fisher. Both fighters looking for the outside kick. And it was Brent Fisher that connects and sends Refugio Garcia down to the ground. You heard that and you felt that one.
And the reason why that happened is exactly why what I was saying before is what caused that was the fact that Refugio's winging him hard and he's almost coming off his toes, almost jumping with these hard shots. And so what happened was Brent timed that perfectly, threw a leg kick, and basically just swept his legs out from underneath him because he wasn't planted to the ground.
Fisher doing a good job again, and the black trunks really just laying down, slowing down Refugio, taking his shots and his chances when he gets them.
It's really difficult to try to sweep anybody from this position, so Refugio should be trying to make space.
About 30 seconds left in round number 2. Again, an extended round number 2 due to the incidental low blow on Brent Fisher from Refugio Garcia.
Refugio is trying to work a sub, and he had success in the earlier round, in the first round, escaping 2 times from his back. So I would kind of caution against trying to throw those submissions and go back to what's working, which is trying to get up.
Here we go in the final 10 seconds. Brent Fisher landing a couple last shots there on Refugio Garcia as we close down round number 2. And really, it kind of seemed there after the unscheduled intermission that Brent Fisher really turned up the heat there a little bit.
Yeah,
and it was that leg kick as we go to the Project Filter. Brought to you by Project Filter. You decide when. We'll show you how. Visit projectfilter.org. You're going to see it right there. The home run kick, so to speak.
Yeah, and then Brent followed it up really nicely. Not panicking, not trying to go to the back right away, working the front headlock, and then Refugio tried to go to his back, trying to elect to get to some type of butterfly guard or whatnot. But that was all Brent. But both rounds, Refugio had the upper hand in the first, 20, 30 seconds, but he just can't really sustain that through the 3 minutes. And Brent Fisher really comes on at the last half of the rounds, both rounds.
You mentioned it going into round number 2, but really the cardio of both these fighters appears to be very excellent right now. As you can see, obviously there's going to be some fatigue, but not a lot at this point.
Yeah. No, they show up prepared, and that's a testament to the matchmaking, is because we don't get, at this promotion, we don't get, guys that can't compete on that level. See right there.
And final round between Refugio Garcia, Brent Fisher. Again, as we've seen in the first 2 rounds, it's the leg kicks and it's the fists early on by both gentlemen.
The jabs are working really well for Brent, I think he's really keyed in on that fact.
3-4.
Garcia trying to go for the left-right combination. We've seen him use that several times, connecting a couple times. Fisher looking for an uppercut, back to the outside kick.
He throws the hook, he ducks down. Hey, wait, he throws the hook, he ducks down. Throw the uppercut. Throw the uppercut.
Garcia's camp calling for the uppercut, lands a couple of them on there, and again, Fisher backing him up to the cage.
And Refugio actually switched a little bit to southpaw in that exchange before he got his back to the cage.
Right up. Push the head away. Push the head away. Push the head away.
Brent's locking his hands now.
Another takedown. Fisher gets Garcia back down to the ground.
Kind of strangely reminiscent of the second round. But once again, Refugio needs to get his back to the cage, get up, get on his right hip, try to get up, not really look for many submissions. But he's getting pretty deep. It's kind of out.
Garcia looking for a potential arm bar. Is Fisher going to be able to escape it? And he does.
He's in a triangle, but see his head is pinched. Refugio's head's in the cage, so he can't get his hips out to the right side. He really should try to endeavor to put his heels in Brent's hips and just kind of shove him away.
60 seconds left between Refugio and Brent Fisher. We've seen the fists, we've seen the kicks, and we've seen a lot of ground and pound action. Who is going to do enough in the final 50 seconds to pick up the W?
Wall walk. Get your back. Stand up. Don't give him your back, Refugio. Upa. Hey, 2-on-1, Upa. 2-on-1, Upa.
Brent's claiming basically an uncontested mount here. Let's see if he tries to finish strong. Arm triangle.
3 hard lefts to the back, really the side of Garcia's head as we come up to the final 15 seconds. Both these gentlemen are going to turn on the jets, give it all they got.
Upa! You got it, Upa!
Here come the fists from Fisher, trying to get in a last statement to the judges. Before we reach the end of the contest, we have our first fight of the night. That's going to the judges.
That was a really good matchup, really good experience for both gentlemen. I really liked, the heart of Refugio, but Brent, was a lot more polished.
As we go to the Project Filter replay, brought to you by Project Filter. You decide when, we'll show you how. Visit projectfilter.org. The stamina and the conditioning of both of these men, really evident as, again, tired as you would expect after a fight, but, looking like they could go another couple of rounds there.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys came to fight, and, like I said, the heart of Refugio was really good, really good. He didn't quit the whole time. But Brent was just a little bit more well-rounded, especially when it came to clinch and groundwork.
As you can see in their final 30 seconds of the fight, as you were talking about, really, you'd see the onslaught from both. Refugio had a lot of good aerial offense, so to speak, but again, when Fisher could get him down to the ground, he really seemed to have control, and it really seemed to be in his element.
Yeah, absolutely. He just couldn't keep it into his game, Refugio. He really. Once it went to the clinching and the grappling side of things, he was a little bit outmatched there.
We'd like to take this moment to apologize to our viewers watching live on youtube.com/FrontStreetFights or Cable One Channel 72. We apparently had been experiencing some audio difficulties with the live stream. So again, we do apologize about that. Believe that we do have them fixed. So glad that you're watching and glad you can join us. And I guess now we really have to know what we're talking about because people can actually hear us now.
That was the best commentary of the night that they missed.
It's never going to get much better than that. Always seems to happen. Taking a look at the records of both these men, Refugio Garcia making his MMA debut tonight. Brent Fisher 1-0. So between them now, 2 fights. Obviously, either Refugio is going to pick up a W here, or more than likely, we'll find out here in a second, Brent Fisher might go to a perfect 2-0. But really very promising for such 2 young fighters.
Yeah, they, like I said, Refugio, I just really think, he's got the makings as far as the head and the heart. He just needs the skill and sit down on his punches and perfect his grappling. But Brent was definitely more well-rounded.
Well, you heard how we saw it. Let's find out how the judges saw it as we go back inside the cage with Britt Talbert.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we will move to the judges' scorecards. Judge Scott Marker, Judge Mike Mickelson, and Judge Tim Turner all score this bout 30-27, a unanimous decision in favor of our winner, fighting out of the red corner, Brent Fisher.
A unanimous decision gives Brent Fisher an early 2-0 record in his young MMA career. So congratulations to him.